This week, we have been learning about the suffixes IZE and IFY. Both of these suffixes mean to make, and they change the word to a verb. So, final, when we add IZE, finalize is something that you do. There's closure, there's no more. The word class, and then you add IFY, classify, you're making it a verb. You are putting it into a group or category. We are going to add these two suffixes to our chart to continue to grow our suffixes and our understanding of them throughout the year. Today, we're going to look at synonyms. Remember that synonyms are words that have similar meanings, or words that mean almost the same thing. They have slightly different meanings, and it can change what the reader is picturing just a bit. And we want to be thinking about how words are related and that they do have slight differences, because as a writer, when you go and put these words into your stories or into your research and reports, it can help select the right word to really convey your meaning to the readers. And so when we're looking at which word will we use, we're looking today at these two words, memorize and remember. Both of these words do have similar meanings. For example, when I remember something, I know a fact, or I could recall an image, and I might be able to think of it down the road if I were to forget it. Remember can also mean that you think of something that you already know. Like, I remembered that I had to take out the garbage this morning. Now, if I'm memorizing something like a poem, I have to know it so well that I have to know it exactly. And so there is a slight difference in how we use these words. This sentence, it took Yufa 2 weeks to memorize, or it took Yufa 2 weeks to remember the poem and recite it to her class without looking at the written words. In this case, I think the word memorize would probably make the most sense because she had to know it word for word and be able to say it to her class. That is definitely a little bit more than just remembering. Here we have the words beautify and decorate. The family decided to beautify the room for the party by hanging streamers and balloons, or the family decided to decorate the room for the party by hanging streamers and balloons. Beautify, remember when I'm going back to my suffix, I'm making it a verb. But also beautiful, if I'm beautifying something, I am really kind of sprucing it up and taking it maybe from something that's kind of drab or kind of bland and making it fancy. Decorate, in this case, is when you are getting ready for a party and you're putting up streamers and balloons. You're adding a few decorations. In this case, I think decorate might be the better choice for the two words. Here we have the word fantasize and daydream. When we're looking here at these two words, when you're fantasizing about something, it's something that you really want to do. It might be a dream or it might be a goal that you have. Daydream is when you just kind of get lost in your thoughts and you're thinking about something, oh, that would be nice, but maybe it's not like necessarily a goal. And so when I read this sentence, even though he is not an athlete, he likes to fantasize about winning a gold medal at the Olympics. Or even though he's not an athlete, he likes to daydream about winning a gold medal at the Olympics. Again, both of these could fit. That's why they're synonyms. In this case, he's not an athlete. He's not one that maybe is going to make that a goal. So maybe daydream, he's just wondering what it might be like to be a part of a winning team in the Olympics. And then the last one, horrify and frighten. Horrify is like you are completely like scared. You are frightened. You like it's I almost think it's a little bit beyond frightened. Frightened, I'm definitely scared, but horrified is like something that is just like it brings horror or it's horrible. Falling into a pit of snakes would horrify my mother or it would frighten my mother. Frighten is what I think when I get startled and I get scared, and I'm not expecting it. Horrify is something that's almost just you can't imagine it. So to me, if I do not like snakes, which I don't, horrify would be the choice for me. If this person's mother happened to not be so frightened of snakes or like did not think that they were like, ooh, one of those things, maybe frightened could work here too. So you're now going to get a worksheet where you are going to work with synonyms. The first part, you are going to look at a list of 4 words going across, and you will choose 2 synonyms out of each of these sets. So number 1, I see toasty, chilly, cool, and comfortable. Out of those 4 words, which 2 are synonyms? Which 2 mean almost the same thing? Toasty, I know I'm pretty hot. Comfortable, I'm not one way or the other. Chilly and cool would be the 2 synonyms there. So go ahead and you would do numbers 2 through 6, circling 2 words that have almost the same meaning. Then when you get down here, you're going to write a synonym for each word. So thin maybe could be skinny. I think about the thin markers we use, or we call them skinny markers sometimes. Store maybe could be a market. If you are stuck on any of these words, you always could go to thesaurus.com, which is a part of dictionary.com, and type in the word and see what synonyms might pop up. You will turn this sheet into the racket when you are finished.